Welcome back to Sunday Chirps, episode 9. We are joined here by Dylan Ray. Dylan, how's everything going? Long time no see.
That's right. Going pretty well. Just got back to New York from Charlotte. Enjoying the warm weather, so not too bad.
Awesome. And what were you up to this weekend? Anything good? Were you in Charlotte this weekend or New York?
No, I was in New York. I got back last Thursday, then spent some time with family for Easter this past weekend, and now I'm just hanging out, getting back to work. So
Awesome. Is the season over for Charlotte?
yeah, it ended 3 weeks ago. We lost in the final, so not the best ending, but it was a good
Damn,
run.
to
So,
who?
Northern Cyclones.
Gotcha. And that's out of that. The Cyclones used to be playing out of Palm Beach, I think, and they moved
They might
to.
have. Now they're in Massachusetts.
Okay, that's a big move, and that's
Yeah.
USPHL.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And Max, how's everything going for you? Anything up to this
Doing
weekend?
good. One of my friends' birthday this weekend. I'm up in college. Gonna have a marathon. Whoa, that's some loud thunder. um, just drinking Friday today. Yeah, last night. Friday and Saturday. So gonna be an eventful one. How about you, Klein?
5-day bender. Damn. Nothing too crazy here. We actually, the office was closed today because of flooding. Here in Fort Lauderdale, it's just a shit show right now. I got out of my car yesterday on the way home from work, and I had to walk. It was nearly knee deep, the water, so just bad day for the slacks, the best shoes, just a nightmare situation there. But yeah, no, it's really crazy, the flooding here. I think we got a foot and a half of rain yesterday,
God.
which is a lot of rain. And now you're probably going to hear rolling thunder for the whole episode. So that'll be the ambiance for today's episode. But yeah, before we jump into today's episode, just wanted to please ask if you guys can subscribe to the channel on YouTube. If you could follow on Spotify or Apple and leave a 5-star review, goes a long way. And before we jump into the interview, it is brought to you by Bad Birdie. Do you see that lightning?
No, I didn't. Oh, hear that.
It's crazy. So this episode is brought to you by Bad Birdie. If you're looking for a good game and a better time, we've got you covered at Bad Birdie. We design standout golf apparel that's comfortable as hell, but never compromise on performance or good vibes. Use code Jared15 for 15% off your entire order. And that is code Jared15 for 15% off your entire order. So starting off, youth hockey. We played mites and squirts together in Long Beach?
Yeah, that's right. And I think we didn't play together on Aviator, did we? But you were at Aviator?
We were at Aviator at the same time, but I don't think we're ever on the same team.
All right. Yeah.
So you played
in Long Beach together, but I wasn't sure about Aviator.
Yeah, so when did you start? Mite first year? Was your first year?
No, I didn't start until I was 8. I only played 1 year of mites, and then I played squirts the next year.
Okay. So we played squirts
Yeah.
together. That's what happened. And you did so you did your mite, technically your first and last year of mite in Long Beach.
Yeah.
And your both years of squirts were in Long Beach as well?
No, I did my first year of squirts was in Long Beach. Then I played at Aviator my second year of squirts. My first year of Pee-wees, I was there too. I was a bit of a
Okay.
suitcase when I was younger. I was all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, we really got to dive into this. So, for those who don't know, I mean, we're going to Brooklyn. We both did this. We were shipping it to Brooklyn 3 days a week for practice plus games. And from what I remember, I don't remember practices being early. And even I was 11 or 12, and I feel like I had like the 8:30 to 10 p.m. session
Yeah.
or something like that. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's right.
So, from squirts, where'd you play Pee-wees?
I played my first year of Pee-wees was at Aviator, and then my second year was at the Gulls. I was at the Gulls for a year too.
Awesome. And with the goals, you also PB second year is like that's the big year for Quebec. You went crazy outside. Did you go to Quebec for the tournament?
I did. I played for the Junior Islanders, so that was a
The
really
junior
fun time.
Islanders.
Yeah.
So you gotta tell any good stories from that. I hear like the parents are just getting hammered, the kids are building. Like it sounds like just the most epic time.
Yeah, it is. I mean, well, that's what it is. We had to bill it with a family in Quebec, so my parents were out having their own little vacation in Quebec while I was playing hockey. So it was a really fun time. My roommate that I was with when I was there played on Aviator with me, so I had known him. But it was an awesome time. My billets had a little hot tub outside, so that was fun. But they took good care of us. Played a lot of knee hockey, living a kid's dream. So
That is.
Oh my God. And Quebec in the winter, well, Quebec year round actually, it's so beautiful. Like that's a city you gotta visit if you haven't been.
yeah, for sure.
And was it when you went, was it Carnival? Was it like a winter wonderland?
It was. We didn't get to go down there because we were busy playing hockey, but my parents went down there and did all his snow tubing and stuff. So
Oh, it looks unreal. But now they're all coming down here. All the coaches I work with now, they're all Quebec and Montreal guys. It's funny.
that's right. Can't blame them.
Yeah, but seriously, actually, you know what? I'm taking New York weather over Florida weather because year round, I mean, if you could bear the heat, the summers they're tough. So I'm taking Long Beach summers are unbeatable, and fall and spring, New York's way better. The only better season would be winter down here in Florida, but even still, it's pretty tough, the heat. But going forward, so we had Quebec year, and then now we're jumping to Bantams. So still suitcasing, right? We're switching it up again.
Still a suitcase. I played my both years of Bantams at the Royals.
Okay.
So that was a hike. That was at the Kings Park from Long Beach, so that wasn't easy. But
and then going forward again, we have Bantams, Long Island Royals, and then you're going even further, midget, right? 16U and 15U?
That's right, yeah. My first year, 15s, I played in Jersey for the Avalanche. And then my 16s year, I played Jersey, but for the Colonials because the Avalanche team was a wagon that year. NTDP guys, guys at BU, Maine. So, I mean, there was no shadows on that team. And then my first year 18s, there was no Colonials team, so I went to Connecticut to play for the Rangers, and that was something else too. But
oh my God! So we had Kate Cassio on 2 weeks ago, and Lexi Hoffman. Do you remember that we played with them?
Yeah.
And we were talking about how just hockey parents are just built different. I mean, they're going New Jersey, Brooklyn, Long Island, Connecticut, and forget about the games. I mean, the games are all over. Year. So you never know where you're going to end up. So going forward with that, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
All right, awesome.
Second, we're good now.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I was just saying that hockey parents are
God bless
just different for this travel.
They sacrifice a lot. Definitely thankful for my mom. She drove me everywhere, so her.
That's awesome. And even with all that travel, so you end up going to play. Oh, any big players on that Avalanche team? You said they were a wagon, so any names?
Not the team that I was playing on. The team that I tried to make the next year, that team was the loaded team. There was one guy from Long Island, Chabrier.
Yeah.
He was on that team, and now he's at I think he's at Maine now. And then there was guys that are at BU now and played at NTDP, so that was a really good team. They smoked us when we played them. So
no, that's awesome. Okay, and then going forward, so now you leave home now, midget 17U. When you're 17, this is when you first leave home. Is that correct?
Yeah, my second year 18s I played out in Des Moines, Iowa. So that was my first year away from home on my own. So
I got to ask you, Iowa, I bet no one's thinking, oh, big hockey. You think Minnesota, Michigan, Canada. Yeah. The Midwest is now popping up as that big upper echelon of junior hockey with Texas, Louisiana, Iowa, these random places. So what was it like in Iowa?
I mean, there's not a lot going on in Iowa besides cornfields. So hockey that's the only thing they had there to do. But no, it was a good time. It was right after COVID. So it was a good spot just because there's not as many people. So COVID wasn't as big of a issue. There was not a lot of quarantining or restrictions. So there was plenty of ice, plenty of hockey to be played. And like you said, we're in the Midwest. We're right by Minnesota, by Nebraska, Missouri. So there's a lot of good competition to play there too. So
were you playing Lincoln Stars?
No, this is my second year 18s. I wasn't playing in the USHL.
Oh shoot, that's right. So this is USP or no? This is
the NAPL, and then we played like out of league games too. So
gotcha. No, that's awesome. And then from there, you played 1 year in Des Moines.
yeah, 1 year my last year of 18s I played in Des Moines.
Gotcha. And then, so what was your first year of 18s?
Was in Connecticut for the Rangers.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Awesome.
like I said, I've been a suitcase, been everywhere.
Oh, I love it. And then the last 2 years you were in Charlotte.
Yeah. I started off training camp for the NCDC, and then I got cut from there. And then spent like a week kind of just feeling everything out. I skated with a few different teams, and then I ended up going down to Charlotte and loving it, and stayed there the past 2 years. So.
Awesome.
How do you like Charlotte? Like the city itself?
Love it. It's perfect. Like the weather's awesome. It's never too cold. And then while I'm there, it's never too hot. I know in the summers it gets unruly, but when I was there, perfect weather. I mean, plenty of stuff to do there. Like they have NFL, NBA. They have an AHL team there, so there's plenty of sports to watch. But really, I loved it there.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome. I actually been thinking about North Carolina a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely a good place to go.
No, yeah, it's awesome. I loved it.
And what's it called? Anthony Potato, remember from Allen Park?
Oh, yeah, he's on the Checkers now. Yeah, I've been to a few Checkers games. I've seen him.
That's awesome. Damn, I mean, you're really – suitcase is an understatement.
Like, an understatement. That's for sure. But I wouldn't trade the experience for anything. It was a blast. I met a lot of cool people, so no complaints on my end.
Gotcha. So, I mean, where are we going next year? What's the plan?
I'm going to Nichols College next year, so looking forward to that. Just committed last week to go there, so 2 of my teammates are committed there too, so it should be fun.
Big congrats. That's awesome to hear.
Thank you.
And where is that?
Massachusetts.
That is.
That's sick.
I heard that's a great school.
Yeah, so hopefully everything works out, and it should be good. A little nervous. Haven't been to school in a while, so
You'll be fine.
but I'll figure it out.
Is it wait, what division is it?
It's D3.
Very nice.
Are they doing scholarships now for D3 or is it
No, it's all like academic and merit based. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
And
No, I was
going
gonna say
next.
what made you pick it, like going there.
I mean, I visited a few schools, and the campus is awesome. The coach is an awesome guy, and it kind of just was exactly what I was looking for. Checked all the boxes academically and athletically, so it was a no-brainer for me to go there.
is it near Boston or is it rural
No,
area?
it's like an hour and 15 from Boston. It's right kind of where Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island meet. It's like right
Okay.
at that little corner. So
That's pretty dope.
It is.
So going back, you said
No, go
Oh,
ahead.
were you going to say something, Max? I say going back to school. I mean, you haven't been to school in a couple of years, but
Yeah.
so wait, what's a day in the life like? I mean, I have no idea, like of in the USP or what was it like?
yeah, so I mean, I woke up around like 7:30, so not terrible, but went to the rink. We got to be there pretty early, like an hour and a half before practice. We're at the rink. We do a little warm up. Then we do video. We go over all the drills before we get on the ice to save time. We practice from 10 to 11, and then after practice, we had to do another like cool down. Usually got to eat with the boys. There's some good food down in Charlotte. Then got home, hung out for a little bit with my roommates, and the billet kids got home, played some knee hockey, and then took them to their practice, got on the ice, and helped them with their practice, and then that's pretty much it. Come home, have dinner, do it all again the next day.
So the Billet family, are they playing like normal like 18U AA or what's it look
Yeah,
like?
I have so my one billet brother is 11, the other one's 8, and they just play 11U, and that 8-year-old plays on like the 10U team because there's just not a lot of youth hockey there. Hockey's kind of still in the process of growing in North Carolina, but it's come a
Here,
long way in a
too.
couple of years.
Love that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it too. It's like all of a sudden you get a built-in like 19-year-old brother or 20-year-old brother that's like someone to strive. I mean, it's probably helping them grow as hockey players. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I know it's a big thing in Charlotte. The team I played for, the Rush, is kind of affiliated with the youth program down there. So a lot of the youth players have billets on the junior team, and they love them because, like you said, it's like a built-in, I guess, kind of role model, but also like babysitter and buddy. Like I have so much fun with my billet kids. Play knee hockey, like NHL, Fortnite. Like, those are my best friends.
That's funny.
That's awesome. I mean,
So,
could have been worse. It could be like I feel like that's better than like just being the only kid. Like the billet family is just you and the parents.
Yeah,
yeah.
true.
But any funny stories of the kids like living with the billet families? Any billet families?
I mean, just like I think the knee hockey games, like they get out of hand so quick. My little brothers remind me a lot of me and my brother because we're 4 years apart and they're 4 years apart. But like they think it's like a real hockey game. Like when I say fights, I mean like drop the sticks, grab the shirt, just beating each other. I'm like, I remember my first day. I get there and like we're playing knee hockey, and all of a sudden there's fist fights. Like, what is going on? What did I get myself into? But it's awesome. It's funny. So,
Did you go to any of their tournaments?
none of their tournaments, but I've been to like some of their home games.
Okay,
Yeah. So, I mean,
It
that's
is.
awesome.
yeah, they don't play that many local teams. There's not a lot going on. So they play like the Junior Canes, but then they have to travel a lot to like Nashville, Buffalo. So there's not a lot going on down south for their hockey.
I had a buddy, actually a guy on my men's league team here. He grew up in Michigan for most of his life, but when he was, I think, 16, he lived in Charlotte for a couple years.
Mhm.
And at that point, there really wasn't any good hockey in North Carolina, so they'd have to go to Nashville, which is like a 9-hour drive, I think, or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So all the players just do clinics during the week, and then on like weekends they do tournaments wherever. So like the Nashville Junior Predators team is just like it's like a smorgasbord of players around the South.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of how it is a little bit down in Charlotte for the youth hockey. Like, there's a few kids that are from Raleigh, which is like 2 hours away, that just do their own thing during the week, and then will come and play games during the weekend. So,
Here in Florida too, it's not exactly like that, but there's only like 10 to 12 different like teams. Each team fields like 2 or 3 teams for each age. But like instead of like we played every week, it'd be like we're going to New York City, we're going to Smithtown, we're going Freeport, wherever we're going, we're shipping it every day, sometimes
Yeah.
twice a day.
yeah.
Here they do a little jamboree every other weekend. So it's like 2 games because we have to travel so far. It's like we'll go Palm Beach or it'll be Jacksonville or Tampa, and it could be like a 5-hour drive for the like each way for the day, which is crazy.
It is.
So
It's going to keep growing, though, hockey. I mean, it's in the South. I don't see it slowing down. Like, they'll build more ranks and stuff, and, like, more teams will get, like, a chance to grow.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Especially the Canes are doing really well. So, when there's good teams, that helps.
Yeah,
helps
because
grow the
people
sport a lot,
watch.
too.
I think they should bring in a second team to North Carolina, I think, or South Carolina. Like if they could bring in Charleston or Charlotte, I think that'd be huge. I know there's an AHL team,
Yeah,
but
I mean they get a good crowd at the AHL game, so I mean
Yeah.
there could be pretty lucrative if they bring an NHL team there.
that's what I'm thinking. And they're the coolest names. The East Coast and like the South Hockey League gave the coolest team names.
Yeah,
I think
they
it's
do.
like the Swamp Rabbits is like Greenville,
yeah,
Stingrays. What else
Yep.
is there? The Solar Bears is
Oh,
dope.
that one is.
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Yeah, they do have a lot of cool names. Even in like the SB, like the Marksmen and the Rail Yard Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Rail Yard Dogs.
Yeah.
Isn't what's his name playing for the Rail Yard Dogs? Dylan Radin.
Oh, yeah, he is.
So yeah, which is pretty cool.
Gotta have him on soon. You gotta hear about those stories. And the West Virginia. What's the West Virginia team? The something with Nail.
Is it the Rail Yard Dogs or is that someone else?
No, the Rail Yard Dogs are. Wait, now I'm blanking. It might be the Rail Yard Dogs. No, that's Shoot, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. But Max, if you want to go
all right,
forward.
we can switch gears. So what position are you currently playing right now?
I'm a defenseman.
Very nice.
Oh yeah. Were you playing your whole
Yeah, you
career
were,
as a
right?
defenseman?
I played forward like my first year of Mites, but then after that I switched
Yeah, I
to D.
remember that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I see you're putting up a decent amount of points as a defenseman. Like, were you offensive minded, or you kind of like that stay at home guy, but just power player? What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had a pretty good year this year. I think I tripled my points from the year before. But yeah, I'd say definitely a little offensive minded, but also, like I said, on the power play, definitely got a lot of my
Little
points
foxy.
from there.
So you guys running the umbrella?
We did a lot of different things this year. Like we would run something as long as it's hot, and then if it kind of got no salt, we'd switch it up. Our last thing we ran, we kind of it's like an umbrella at the top, and then we just put two guys on the goal line and try to feed the puck to the goal line and let them do their work and be skilled guys on the goal line. So
Are you the top of the key? You playing up top?
yeah, that's the top.
Nice.
That's right.
And the West Virginia team is the Wheeling Nailers.
Oh, okay.
Sick name.
But that is cool. I think the coolest name is the Savannah Ghost Pirates, which is like Savannah's a sick location. Holy cow, it is hurricaning outside. I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's coming down. And I air my hockey gear out on the deck. So like I'm like running home yesterday and just like hoping that my gear's not soaked. But I happen to close it up, so it's in my bathroom now. Not ideal. It's like step over to go pee. But I mean, It is what it is. So you're going to college next year, but even going forward, do you see yourself kind of coaching in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we do like help out a little bit with the youth while I was there in Charlotte, and I mean, it's a lot of fun. That's what I do in the summer too. I help. Hank Levin. Remember Hank?
Yeah, of course. I remember Hank.
I work for him in the summer, so I mean, I'm already kind of have my foot in the door, and I love it. It's a lot of fun. The little kids are hilarious. So,
which way would you want to do it? Are you kind of seeing yourself as like private lessons and coaching like a youth team, or are you thinking career wise, like you want to try to get in like USHL, work your way up to be dream job NHL coach? What is the kind of look?
Definitely more of like a bench coach. Try to work my way up the ladder there. Just because like skills is fun, but winning hockey games is like a blast. And obviously, I mean, I had the time of my life the past 2 years playing junior hockey, so I think I'll miss that kind of team aspect. If I was just a skills coach, I want to be with the guys. I mean, obviously it's different as a coach and a player, but it's a lot of fun. So
we are both coaching next year. Me and Jared. My first time.
Yeah.
Jared's second season.
What
Squirts for me. And what are you, Jared?
I actually have an 8U team. I'm like the 8U minor head coach, which will be fun. But they're actually pretty good. I thought this would be tough. Like I'm doing right now. There's spring hockey, so I'm coaching 8U in spring. But I'll probably be on a second team as an assistant coach. Mm-hmm. Probably either like a 12 or 14U. Definitely. I mean, I've been coaching in the spring a little bit of 16U, and they're a bunch of brats. So I don't really want 16U.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on your team. I really want to – there's not a lot of AA or AAA down here. There actually is only one AAA team in the state. But I really would like to coach a higher level of hockey. It's cool to have an impact on the players at a young age. So maybe I can move up with like the Might AA team next year and coach like Squirt AA. But yeah, I definitely want to move up with 10U, 12U is kind of the sweet spot, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I agree. Those older kids can sometimes be a handful.
Puberty's hitting them.
Yeah, they got an attitude. They think they know it all, and it's
All right, should we switch gears? All right, what do you feel is the most beneficial thing you learned from being an athlete that you can translate to coaching and life?
I'd probably say like communication leadership. I think that's like a really like a skill you can use anywhere besides just sports. And I think it's something you learn when you're on a team. I mean, obviously you have to work well with others and take criticism. And obviously as you get older and more mature, you become the leader and you have to like lead others. So I think it's a pretty useful skill to kind of take with me.
It's nice.
Do you guys hear the rain, by the way? I don't know
a little bit.
How loud it is. I'm going to turn the camera real quick and see. Like, it is actually insane. I could go step out to, like, the porch almost so you could see better after, but it actually looks like it's a hurricane. It's really
Stay safe,
insane.
Pine.
I mean, I'm on the
Oh, you're
second
good.
floor, so if it floods up to the second floor, we'll have some real issues at the second floor. But I guess there's 31 floors in this building, so we'll be okay. But you have any good stories? I feel like being in that locker room. I mean, I know the locker rooms; they're just a shit show, and there's goon squads. Are people still locker boxing in juniors? They can't be, right?
I mean, no, most of the stuff people have like grown out of by then, and also like in the new day and age, it's not really accepted anymore. You know, you got to be respectful. There's not a lot of like, there's no rookie and vet hazing anymore either, which is good. I don't mind that because I was a rookie, so I mean, I've heard horrible stories, but I got treated pretty well, and I treated others pretty well too. But I mean, no crazy locker room stories. I think the best stories come from like the bus rides on road trips. We had pretty old buses, and they broke down all the time. But I mean, it was something like the funniest stuff would happen. Like we'd pull over, and like I remember first year we were going to nationals, and we were busing from Charlotte to Massachusetts, and we got stuck in an all-state parking lot at 2 a.m. for like 3 hours. The bus broke down, so like guys were like sleeping on the sidewalk. Some guys are playing two touch with a soccer ball at like 2:30 in the morning. Some guys are complaining. Some guys are laughing. It was but yeah, the bus rides are always fun, especially the long ones. I know guys complain, but like when you get restless and the antics start coming out, like food fights, throwing water bottles.
Well, you just lose your mind at that point.
Oh yeah.
There was 1 year for states for hockey. Max and I, we played with the high school team. I think it was sophomore year. I don't know what happened, but they made a wrong turn or something. It took way too long, and we got in at like 3 a.m. We had like a 7:30 a.m. game, and we just did not play well because we were just gassed from the bus.
And we played like some terrible team too. Like,
yeah. I mean, our buses were always breaking this past year, so there was no AC on any of our buses. So we would have
a school bus.
No, we were in a coach bus, but they were old, so there's no AC. So we'd have to prop open the emergency exit hatch for like the cool air to blow in. And we were driving back from Tampa from a showcase, and like 2 hours in, like a kid goes to like open the emergency hatch because we're sweating on the bus. We were just coming from Florida, and I guess we were going too fast and like caught wind, and the hatch just flew off. And there was like 5 seconds where like everyone was like looking because it made a huge noise, like, whoo. And everyone was staring like, holy, like that could like killed somebody. And then we were just dying laughing. Like it was so funny until we started to get to Charlotte and it got a little colder and we were freezing.
Hopefully, did it rain at all?
No, it didn't. But like we were just driving and we could see the stars and the moon just because the hatch flew off. It was so funny.
Oh my god! You have any other good ones like that?
I mean, not really while we're on it. I mean, the same bus that the hatch flew off set on fire like 2 weeks after the season ended.
Good timing.
Oh my god!
It was a bad year for that bus, but yeah, that bus has seen a lot.
Heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy down here.
All right. Final question. Yeah, right. Oh no, 2 more.
Last 2.
Do you have any? What are your future plans? Like, do you want to coach or do you want to do something else?
I mean, I have no idea. I haven't really put too much thought into it. I mean, I've been kind of just enjoying myself playing hockey, but now obviously going to school, kind of thinking about my future. I mean, I would love to be in hockey as long as I can. So obviously, if that path opens itself up, then I definitely want to be a coach. But I know it's not easy. Just living by yourself and being a coach, like it's a lot of work to get to a spot where that could be your full-time job. So,
do you know what the USPHL coaches make?
I have no idea. I know it depends a lot where you play. Because there's a team out in Idaho, and they're sponsored by like the biggest potato supplier in the United States. And I'm pretty sure they were kind of a brutal team, but because they had this big sponsorship, they had a 5,000-seat arena, and they sold it out every night because there's just nothing to do in Idaho besides watch hockey. I know they make a lot of money, like the organization does, so I don't know how much like money wise. But like same thing, I know like out west, some of the California teams like they will like pack the rink. People go crazy like chucking beers. I got a teammate, he got traded from Lake Tahoe, and he said they'd have to like put tarps over the away team because like just like drunk people would just chuck stuff at him. So,
Dude, can you imagine playing on Lake Tahoe as you're like, that's where
I know,
you're
it's
living out?
so
That's gotta
awesome.
be unreal.
yeah,
The San Diego Gulls are what the minor league affiliate
Sharks,
for.
right?
Is it the Sharks? It might be. It's one of those California teams.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
one of
that
them.
or the Ducks.
Yeah. Just gotta be. And the Coachella Valley Thunderbirds, I think, is another affiliate. I mean, there's gotta be some cool teams out there. Like even like, I think the ECHL is getting slept on. I think there's so many cool teams. Like if you could make like 80 to 100K to play hockey, like Atlanta Gladiators, you got what is it? Solar Bears, the Swamp Rabbits, the Ghost Pirates. I mean, I think we need to start pumping the tires of the ECHL. We need to get some ECHL guys
Yeah, we
on
do.
next. Those will be our next guys. But switching gears, kind of our last little question we got for you. Where do you want to end up? I mean, I know you've been everywhere, so you know the U.S. as good as any 20-year-old does. Where do you want to see yourself, or where do you see yourself?
I mean, like I said, just taking it day by day. Obviously, worrying about being a student now and playing college hockey. But then, like I said, however long I could play the game for, that'd be the best. If I spent some time in Europe, that'd be cool too. But kind of just take it day by day.
Yeah,
I
nice.
don't know.
Wait, you
That's
have,
awesome.
you have 4 years of
Yeah.
eligibility, right? Oh, it's awesome
Yeah.
too. Enjoy it. Truly.
Yeah, that's right.
Have fun and just keep playing. I have to go, but I will
Yeah.
see everybody. Have a good one.
Have a good one, Max. I'll keep it going. All right, he had to run to class, but speaking of class, we're gonna run through a couple of laundry list items, just a few things to go through. I don't know if you saw the Flames; they blew their playoff chances.
Yeah.
Tough break.
The
Did you
Islanders,
say
they
that
clinched
again?
last night.
Who?
The Islanders.
I know. I was watching that game, and I actually was thinking about going to the Panthers game, but I'm not going. This weather's not gonna allow.
Yeah.
But the Flames, I know that the Flames, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Tyler Toffoli should have shot in the shootout. And like, could you imagine like the shootout goes and ends your playoff hopes? Like that's
It's horrible.
so tough. Yeah, I mean, Islanders clinching that was huge. Panthers clinched. Both teams were red hot, and then the last like week they cooled off.
Yeah.
But the Isles did pick up and get that win, so that was good. First year without Crosby or Ovi in the playoffs.
That's
I feel like
crazy.
That's the end of an era.
That is.
So
I mean,
sick.
I don't think it's going to end until Ovi breaks a record, though. I think he's in the NHL to stay, and he's going to do it. So
for sure. And, I mean, Crosby's still putting up almost 100 points, so he's still a weapon. And that Penguins team, they'll be back. Maybe without Mike Sullivan, but they'll be back.
That's for sure, yeah.
And then keeping up with that same idea that our childhood teams came to the Rangers, so that's gone. And now Taze is done with the Blackhawks.
That's wild, too. That's, like, really end of an era. Like, Kane and Taze, the fact that I can't even imagine Kane anything but a Blackhawks jersey, to see him in a Rangers jersey, especially as an Islanders fan. It breaks my heart, but yeah, that's crazy. Makes me feel old.
Yeah, I had actually predicted, like, at the trade deadline, I thought they were going to trade Taze to the Jets because if they could throw him in there, I thought that Winnipeg Jets team could have been lethal. They're still really solid, but
yeah,
guess we'll see. Eric Carlson, I think he's 100 points.
Unreal.
He's so good, and his team sucks.
Yeah, which is a shame. I know I think he had a few quiet years. I know when he was on the Senators in like 2016, he was like gross then, but he's cooled off a little bit, but he's hot again. He's sick.
I feel like people forget that like the Ottawa Senators were actually like unreal. It was like Daniel Alfredson, Wade Redden,
Yeah.
it was Eric Carlson, Craig
Stone.
Anderson in his prime, Stone, yeah. Like that was Eastern Conference Final like every other year, I feel like.
Yeah, they're sick.
And random stat I was looking through earlier from like my top 5. Kucherov has more assists than Johnny Tavares has points this year.
That's unreal.
Yeah. I mean, he has 82 assists, which is also unreal.
That is unreal too.
And McDavid has 88 assists. He almost 100 points in just assists.
That's wild. I remember like when he first got 100 points, and it was like mind blowing. And now like 5 other guys are doing it, and he's getting 150 plus. Like crazy.
Like, does Bedard come in and put up 100 points his rookie year?
He might. The stuff he does now is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like bizarre.
And I was saying to Max before the pod, we're actually going to talk more about Bedard Fitz next episode. But if Bedard comes into the Blue Jackets and their first line's Bedard, Johnny Gaudreau, and Patrick Laine, that's an insane first line.
That is dangerous.
So, I don't know. And one last thing, jumping through the Bruins. I mean, most wins in history, now most points in history, and Pasta putting up a 60 Geno season. This is going to be a scary team.
They are scary. I mean, hopefully they get past the second round. I know there's like the President's Trophy curse that no team makes past the second round, but they're built to do it. They're built to win the whole thing. So,
I mean, it's do or die. They're losing like most of their team next year, and their team's pretty old. So, who is it? Tonight the Panthers are playing the Hurricanes. If this hurricane outside doesn't cancel the game, but all Islanders fans must be rooting for the Hurricanes heavy, because if the Panthers win, the Islanders are gonna have to play the Bruins in the first round.
Oh, yeah. Then I'm rooting for the Hurricanes, because that's a tough first round matchup.
Yeah, not ideal. And even still, like in the Hurricanes Devils, I still don't know which team's gonna play the Rangers or which team's gonna play the Islanders Panthers either. So
I think Devils Rangers would be sick.
I agree.
That'd be sick.
I think like I'm obviously biased as a Rangers fan, but I think the Rangers will get the Devils this year. But I think long term, like that Devils team is going to be scary.
Yeah,
I just think they're too young.
Are like unbelievable too. They got a lot of good talent now. They have experience. Tarasenko, Kane, like they're built for a good run too. So
yeah, and the Islanders too. Like I feel bad they're missing like Matt Barzal, but if they could somehow win that first round and he could come back for the second round, that's what they really need.
Yeah, it's hopefully they just grit their way through it like they usually do.
Yeah, I mean, I find the Islanders actually the last like month they've been fun to watch, but for most of the season they were just so boring, like 1-0, 2-1 games.
I agree. As an Islanders fan, I agree.
But I mean, who cares? Like that's playoff hockey. That's the thing too. I think the Devils, that's the key piece they're missing, because they're not rough, gritty players that the playoff style is. I mean, that fourth line is like, who's that? Cloud, Miles Wood. Like, those are gritty players, but like, I don't think they're young guys. Like, Jack Hughes isn't going out and like making like big hits. So I think that's something he'll have to learn as he gets older.
Yeah.
But any other questions? Otherwise, we'll switch gears to the top 5 segment.
No, I'm good. I have no questions.
All right, so this top 5 segment is brought to you by Pinnacle Coffee Company. They're a family-first company that sources the beans from small family-owned farms all over the world. Only the most worker and environmentally friendly farms make the cut. Their suppliers are all fair trade certified, ensuring fair wages, sustainable growing processes, and safe working conditions. Wow, I cannot speak at all. Go check them out at pinnaclecoffee.com. So you want to start us off with the top 5 players?
Sure. I mean, I guess no list would be complete without McDavid.
Yeah, we all leave him off because he's just he's locked in at that number 1 spot.
Count. Yeah, he's not even human. I know his season's ending soon, but Erik Karlsson, he's phenomenal, especially as a defenseman. Unbelievable to watch. Matt Boldy. I think he's kind of flown under the radar a little bit, but like he's having a great year and he's a young guy. I think there's like a lot of room for him to grow. Jack Hughes breaking the Devils record, and Pastrnak 60 bomb.
Yep. Those are all great takes. I actually am going to give an Islanders tire pump here. Brock Nelson, I think, has been having a great year. I think he kind of flies under the radar for most of the league, but
Uh,
he's really like, I wouldn't say he's like a top 10 player, but he's in that upper echelon of players, and he's really stepped up a leadership and goal scoring role, especially in the absence of Barzal. And I don't think Bo Horvat's really delivering what was expected.
I don't think so either. And I love Beauvillier too. Broke my heart, but
Yeah, he's putting up more points than Bo Horvat.
yeah, that stings. But I agree. Brock Nelson, I think, yeah, he's a sleeper too. He takes care of business. So.
And then we got Nikita Zadorov. He had a hat trick last night. Big win for them. Jack Hughes breaking the points record as stated. Then my guy Jared McCain. So slept on. He was taken in the expansion draft 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Kind of like young, slept on. 40 goals. Does anyone talk about Jared McCain putting up 40 goals?
No, and it should. Same amount of
So-
goals as Austin Matthews, right? Austin Matthews has 42.
I think, I don't even know. I don't even think he probably does because he always does. But I'm not even sure if Austin Matthews had that many. But regardless, 40 goals is an insane stat. I'm going to double check on that stat after. And then my last one would be we are Leon Draisaitl. I feel like no one talks about him, but he's
Yeah.
quietly put up 125 points. So like I don't know, like not even quietly, like it's just not getting spoken about because he's like in the shadow of Connor McDavid, which is insane.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, you were right; they both have 40 goals, so I should check that stat. But yeah, let's jump to the top 5 teams. You want to start off? Yeah. Do you want to start us off, or you want me to start?
I can start us off.
Let's do it.
Bruins, no brainer. Rangers, no brainer too. I think they got a lot of young talent. I think adding Tarasenko and Kane, guys that have won the cup before, and they have a lot of skill too. I think that helps a lot. Oilers, any team with 2 guys with 100 points, can't leave them out of the mix.
3.
3, they got 3 guys?
Ryan Nugent Hopkins has 100 points.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, like, you got to respect that. The Minnesota Wild, like I said, Boldy kind of under the radar. I think Kirill the Thrill, he's a stud. You got Fleury, who's a veteran goalie, who's won some cups, and a guy like Ryan Reeves, who, I mean, he's not going to score any goals for you, but like you said, in the playoffs, he's going to throw a hit. He's a huge locker room guy, guys that someone can follow, and he'll lead teams. So I think that's huge. And then might be biased, but the New York Islanders. I took them all.
I don't even think. I mean, look, I think your case would help if you had Barzal in that lineup because I think it just adds more depth. I think when I was looking through yesterday, I was comparing the Panthers and the Islanders, and I think what I was seeing was, I think the third and fourth, well, especially the fourth line, I think both the Islanders and Rangers have really good fourth lines, which I think that's a playoff team difference. I mean, the Rangers and Islanders both have been going to the Eastern Conference Final. I think one of them's been in the Eastern Conference Final the last 3 years or 4 years.
Yeah.
So I think having that depth is really a difference maker. Like you could have all the best first and second line, but McDavid can't be out there every shift. Although
True.
almost every shift. But no, I mean, those are scary teams because if that fourth line come out and deliver some hits, make some plays, and they're scoring goals. I think they did the first goal last night. So yeah, I love that. Love that list. I also have Oilers. I'm actually don't have it in any order, but my top 5. So Oilers talked about they really came that Ekholm addition really feeling good on the back end, and Stuart Skinner's kind of woken up young and ready to go for playoffs. Hopefully, Bruins. Don't think I need to say anything there. I think that's self-explanatory. Golden Knights. I mean, they're a wagon in the West. There's some good teams in the West that I think Vegas, Dallas, and Colorado. Actually, those are my next 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
But I think one of those 3 teams will be in the Stanley Cup final. I guess that's not that unlikely because that's like almost half the West. But there's some really good talent, and I think defending champs could easily go back and play in the Stanley Cup final. So, and I'll hit a quick honorable mention to the New York Rangers. but I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. And let's jump to the Would You Rather segment. So I just have one Would You Rather question, and it's going to be a first line matchup. Would you rather the Maple Leafs first line, that's Bunting, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, or the Bolts first line, Kucherov, Stamkos, Point?
The Bolts first line.
All day.
Easily. Yeah, easily.
I love it. I actually agree 100%.
Easily. I mean, they might have more skill, the Maple Leafs, but, like, you can't argue with 2 Stanley Cups, right? So.
Yeah, and the first round exit team is a tough argument to make there.
That's right.
But, yeah, that's about all I have. Anything else you had before we kind of wrap this episode up?
No.
Awesome. Yeah, Max unfortunately had to run to class, but he wanted to say thank you. And I want to say thank you to you for coming on. It was a great episode. And stay tuned
Thanks for having me.
Of course. We will new episode every week.